Okay, everybody, here we go. I believe that we are live, and I hope everyone's just having a fantastic day. Just lovely, perfect, beautiful. We're all in this. We're all in this game together, people, and I'm really happy to say that. Anyway, so this is, in fact, my post-market wrap up on this again Monday, March 6th, 2023. How many of you? How many of you out here were keeping your eyes on the 10-year yield, or better yet, the MMRI today? We started the day off with a triple digit gain from the Dow Jones Industrial Average. As a matter of fact, the high for the Dow Jones Industrial Average was 181. All three major indices doing great and fantastic. Dow higher, S&P 500 higher, NASDAQ higher. Everyone was gleeful and happy, spraying their shorts all over the place. And then something happened. Let's see. We started today off with the MMRI at 253. If you were watching the MMRI throughout the day, we crept higher and higher and higher, finishing just below 260. The market did not like it. So this is what I believe happened. It's pretty much in our freaking face. So overnight, we watched bond yields drop, 10-year yield lower today. The MMRI was lower. And then on top of whoever it is out here, I'm not going to, well, you know who it is, buying all the debt. We had a couple of large cap stocks getting bought up. That was propping up the stock market, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. So what does this tell you and me, just from gauging from the market activity today, more specifically looking at that 10-year yield, the debt market as a whole? It remains unstable, okay? And obviously, whatever freaky action was taken last night by central banks, including the Fed, was not enough. It's never going to be enough. You know that no matter what they do, it cannot be enough. And this debt market time bomb, well, maybe it looked like this morning or overnight that things were going to change, but not so much. Okay, we still have a big problem here, a monumental problem here. Okay, but we're okay. We're sitting tight. We're sitting pretty, and we're just taking in the current situation. It's a freak show on an unprecedented scale, and that's all. The MMRI, I believe, is my website's getting so much traffic, people watching the MMRI, that it's taking a while to show up. I'm just responding to a question that said it's not working. That means a lot. People are paying attention to it. It's a free resource, and I hope people are paying attention to what's going on. So let's just go back to this market, because I have a bunch of things I want to talk to you about and something I want to read as well and cover with all of you here. So again, so the market Dow up 181, finished higher by about 50. S&P 500 did just about nothing, and the NASDAQ actually finished in the negative. I mean, it's all predicated on this debt market nonsense. Cryptocurrencies relatively flat, slightly lower. Gold and silver under a little pressure here. Relative strength of the dollar lower. It was the 10-year yield that hit. It was bond yields overall that hit this market today. Crude oil catching a bid. That's kind of where we stand. Now, with regard to economic news, how many of you who have been with me for any length of time, okay, recall this guy and us here, yeah, Powell is a thing, discussing how I'm laughing, but I shouldn't be laughing. It's pathetic. U.S. factory activity, well, it's done. It's dead. It's over. We don't make anything. We're not exporting anything. That's why the trade deficit is ballooning beyond anyone's wildest dreams here. But U.S. factory orders declined yet another 1.6%. But if you were to turn on, let's just laugh for a moment. You ready? Let's laugh. Fox Business, CNBC, Bloomberg, they're going to tell you this number, even though factory orders, declined 1.6%. This is a great number. It's a great number because it could have been worse. It could have been worse. So it's a great number. Really? Yeah, this is what they do. Again, you must be lied to, propagandized, distracted, and every freaking thing else you want to think about. So we got this, again, issue with factory orders. No surprise here. Federal Reserve buying large cap stocks. Thank you, Pats fan for life. Anyway, and we had this market very unhappy about the current situation. Now, what I want all of you to do, okay, is start thinking about what you want to cover in a little bit, because I want to read this to you. Once a week, I put together a paper, okay, like this, pretty much every single week. And I shoot this out, or I fire it out to all of you. And I hope it's every single one of you here, okay, that subscribe to my free newsletter. So this is in your inbox, and you have my permission to do anything you want with it. You want to light it on fire, that's fine. You want to share it, which I hope you do. Get it out there. This is how we wake people up. I'm arming you. See, this is ammunition. You got it? So you can talk about this stuff. You can share this stuff anywhere. So I want to read this to you. And as usual, pretty much every Monday I do this. I want to ad lib. All right. Let's see if I have a meltdown through this. So I want you to please pay attention. The title of this is pretty straightforward. Oh, hold that thought real quick. Before I read this, Bank of America. Guess what they just said? Hey, guess what, everyone? Inflation is not peaking. And inflation is going to continue to rise. Really? You see, we don't need Bank of America to tell us that. We already know. Duh. Can I get a duh? Or duh, duh. Yeah. Peaking. Okay, transitory, temporary, peaking like 50 times now. It was like 10, okay? And then it was sticky. But now Bank of America said, hey, everyone, I got a big surprise for you. Big surprise. Are you ready? Inflation hasn't peaked yet. No, it hasn't peaked. Make it up. Make any of this stuff up. Anyway, going back to this. All right. Title: Systemic breakdown is accelerating and deliberate. I think you're with me already from the title. All right. Let's cut right to it. The breaking down of the world financial system is continuing to pick up speed and energy. It's being fueled by central banks, and by no means is this any accident. I think we're on the same page. All right. Over the last few weeks, every single piece of economic data, weeks, I should say months, years, every piece of economic data, without exception, continues to be even more negative than the previous several weeks. Let's just lay out a few things here, okay? Because some people say that the economy is strong. Some of them look like mummies or mummified human beings molded into like kind of some other freaky Frankenstein monster. Thank you, Crypto King. All right. So anyway, over the last few weeks, every piece of economic data, without exception, continues to be more negative than the previous several weeks. Here we go. Home affordability just hit an all-time low. Real wages, the amount of cash which people are earning, weighed against continuing rising inflation, continues to drop. Duh. Okay, we're on the same page. People are, listen to this. Don't take my word for this on anything I ever say. Look it up for yourself. People are pulling their cash out of money markets and savings accounts at a staggering freaking pace here. It's actually at a record pace. More corporate layoffs are coming. And with all this, credit card debt, household debt, personal debt, consumer debt are all at new record highs. I'm laughing, but it's pathetic. Okay. Moreover, the global economy is contracting at its fastest pace ever on record. This is a big secret you're not allowed to know. Debts and deficits continue to balloon, and there is no end in sight, people. None. Okay, this is all deliberate. And on top of all this, war and the funding for war is expanding and growing. The stage has been set. The stage has certainly been set with what I wrote here. But who is responsible for all this? I think you already know. All right. And where is it going moving forward? Let us address these questions with a question or two. 1, who collectively runs the financial system? 2, who runs the economy? Ooh, a light bulb's going off? Who runs the world markets? The answer to all these lovely questions, people, is central banks. Oh, but wait till tomorrow when Yellowstone, the thing, the pathetic, disgusting, decrepit, vomitous, yet to be defined entity appears before the Senate committee and they go, sir, can I lick your toes? Because you're so great. You're doing such a great job. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Because the Federal Reserve is the greatest organization. See, that's their boss. When you see the Senate committee appearing before, or Yellowstone appearing before the Senate committee, thank you, Denise Richards, they're looking at their boss, not the freak sitting behind the Resolute desk. You understand? They're gonna lick his feet. They're gonna with a straw. They're gonna suck the crud out between his toes. Anyway, central banks run the world, period. The illusion may be, you've heard me say this before, that kings, queens, monarchs, dictators, presidents, prime ministers, etc., along with so-called representative democracies, or we the people, get any kind of choice. This is an illusion. It's not real. You understand? I think you do. Okay. The dire situation regarding the world economy is deliberate, and central banks are collectively pushing it off of a cliff. I think we're on the same page still. Okay. If you were to look back on history, this is interesting. Pay attention to this. If you were to look back on history, we would see that it is precisely these economic downfalls slash situations which lead the world population into world wars. And that's exactly where we are. That's where we're going. Wake the freak up. War, of course, is both the end game and the scapegoat for which will be blamed for our so-called by our world leaders as the source and reason why the world economy is failing and inflation continues to skyrocket. Anything to distract we, the people of the freaking planet, from the real culprit, which is central banks. Look, these organizations got to go. You know it, and I know we need a freaking revolution. Expanding war will also be blamed for upcoming shortages of food, clean water, and other necessities. And while we are on the subject, people, I think you know this already, it is central banks who fund every single war. There's not one developed nation on this planet that has a war chest, cash was sitting around, endless amounts of it, that they can just go out and fund wars and fight wars around the world. No, all of it has to be borrowed from the central banks, and it's all off balance sheet. But go look at the Fed's balance sheet because it's shrinking. If you go over to the Fed's website right now, you can see that it's shrinking, and you can see the money supply is shrinking too. It's a charade. It's not. It's actually more than a charade. It's unbelievable. Anyway, we're almost done. War and the deliberate acceleration of the current systemic breakdown. Okay, the system is breaking down. Open up a corridor to a new system of control. You think we're on the same page still? Which is already being pushed upon us by puppet governments. Okay, the government is the central banks. A new system of control, weaponizing world economies, the markets, and modes of transaction against the people, especially whoever is left in the middle class. People, read this last sentence right here. Can you see this? Central banks are the enemy. Make no mistake about it. Now this is in your freaking inbox, and I sincerely hope you do something with that. Read it, play with it, make paper airplanes out of it if you want to. But I really do hope you share this stuff, get it out there, talk about these things, okay? All right, with that said, we got a couple minutes. What I would like to do, my lovely friends out here, I'd like to cover a few things with you. Let's do this here. So, what do you want to talk about? Anything in particular? Honestly, yes, I know I forgot about Coco. Coco's actually outside. He's enjoying himself. He's in the yard running around. And I'll bring him back. I promise I'll bring him back at one point. XRP. People always ask me about these things. Yes, I told you I'm bullish on this stuff. I am absolutely bullish on this stuff. I don't know. No, don't do the ghoul because I've been practicing. Gabagool, yeah. My car, Camaro, is sitting in the garage. I'm racing it on Saturday out here. After that, next Saturday, we got muscle cars at the strip. My Cuda, my Hemi Barracuda, is in the shop still. It's in Arizona. Hopefully get it back soon. I am waiting and freaking waiting. When's the next Greg Mannarino party? People, I told you, the reason why I didn't do it, last time was great. I mean, we had a blast, all of us, right? I ran a free party for everyone, but every month I get at least 1 or 2 death threats. And some of these things rattle me a little bit. I sometimes get a little nervous about these things. So, I know you can't let these things control your life, but when I'm Greg Nobody. I'm really not in the spotlight, maybe like this much. and people, there are some scary people out there. There are some absolutely scary people out there. It's frightening. It really is. So, but eventually we'll get another thing going over there. We'll put another party together out here. Anyway, Michael Pinto on another big mention. Greg, yes. Did Michael say that? He's a good guy. Michael Pinto, in my opinion, is a good guy. We see a lot of things. Most things were on the same page. And when I heard, we were talking the other day about this whole credit freeze, same page. He believes the Federal Reserve is going to deliberately drive the world economy into a locking up of the credit system. And I believe that's going to happen. I really, really do. Honestly. 54 Ford mainline. Interesting. You have a 54 Ford mainline, 6-volt. Cool stuff. I love this stuff, actually. Honestly. All right. Anyway, what else you want to do? Let's do one or two more of these things, and we're gonna call this a day here. Precious metals, people, look, absolutely. You need to be in precious metals. You know that. Commodities. Did you see what happened today to natural gas? I mean, it's been an insane ride. I think it was down 13%, but we had several days up like 6%, 7%, 8%. You got to get back a little bit. Yeah, I got that. Grand National. I would love to own a Grand National. I'm looking at the comments as I'm kind of going on here. Commodities, absolutely. And yes, people, I know how many of you despise cryptocurrencies, and I don't understand it, but that's okay. I don't need to. I think you need some in your portfolio. 71 Camaro with a 383 stroker. Love it. Absolutely love it. Man, there's some seriously cool people out here. PSLV. Okay, why not? Why not? You owned a 787 Grand National. Badass car. Badass car. I raced one of those a while back. I had a 1971 Olds 442 W30. And believe it or not, the Grand National beat me. He beat me. Anyway, that's okay. That happens in it happens in big life. Your brother had a 68 Barracuda. Great car. It's right before 69 was the last year of that fastback. And then they went to the 70, which is a pretty damn nice setup. Honestly, a 633 horsepower, 400 small block, and an 80 Malibu. That's pretty nice. Pretty freaking nice. 68 GTOs. Oh man, there's so many car people out here. Yes, I will get some more drag racing videos out, people, honestly. All right, look, so a Muncie Rock Crusher. Wow, you guys know your stuff out here, don't you? Unbelievable. 68 Charger, 383. Awesome. That's where we all get along. You see, this I'm going to give you a little piece of I don't know what you want to call this here. Wisdom, I suppose. You've probably heard people tell you that opposites attract. Ain't true. Like attracts like. Like attracts like. That's the truth. It's not, like if you're honestly, I think, really standing opposed to somebody and you have very different views, and you're unlike each other, you're going to hate each other's guts. But if you both are on the same page, you're all going to get along. That's why I create this community. I love. Okay, it's so important here. Why I have the chat room on my website, traderschoice.net, for all of you to converse with each other. My free newsletter, this here, the blog. It's for people to get when you hate your wife. If you hate your wife, Gene, Bob, you probably are too opposite of each other. Or maybe you guys got to just find a middle ground. I don't think you really hate your wife. Anyway, that's pretty much it, people. Look, this guy here loves you a lot from the heart. I mean that. I really do. We got a real good thing going on here. We're a team. We're a family. Like I said, go to your inbox, open up that piece that I just put out here. It's in your inbox, that article, and share it. Get more people to hear this stuff. And I think that's how we can change the world. And I hate myself. You don't hate yourself. Has a face. You don't hate yourself. All right. You don't. So I'm telling you. All right. I love all of you. I mean that again. Love yourself. Love each other. If we just love is such a beautiful thing. All right. We're all going to be better off. Okay. They want us to hate each other. The powers that be, by by what color your skin is, what religion you are, how old you are, whatever it might be. They want you to hate everyone for that reason. No, just love everybody, love everything, and I can promise you, we're gonna get along. You know what? I hate central banks too. You got me on there. I hate these organizations with every fiber and core of whoever I am to the deepest level. You can't understand the hatred I have for these organizations because they run the world. They're running the world into the ground. They control everything. They control the markets, the financial system, the economy, the flow of information. But we have to circumvent these organizations, honestly, seriously. Roadrunner V8 426 Hemi, absolutely 1970. My dad had one brand new. If it was called the Big Kahuna, I think it was on one magazine did an article on the Big Kahuna 70 Hemi. That was my dad's car. It was bronze with a black stripe on the hood with a tan interior. It was an unbelievable car. I remember it when I was a little kid. All right, that's it. Video getting kind of long before we go off on a tangent here. I'll see all of you in the morning for my usual pre-market. You're the greatest, everyone. I'll see you later.